This is a question that has gone viral online. If all life must eventually end, then what's the meaning of being alive? I didn't have an answer until I stumbled across a powerful short animated film that completely changed my perspective. Two explorers, after enduring endless hardship, climbing mountains, crossing rivers, finally reached the peak. But just as they were about to reach the top, a massive chasm, hundreds of feet wide, blocked their path. The dark-haired boy, after a long moment of thought, stepped forward despite the danger. To his surprise, the broken wooden planks could still hold his weight. The two shared a knowing smile and started collecting discarded wood, tying it together with rope. Soon they built a small platform. As they carefully stepped onto it, they realized it could still support them. Looking across the gap, they saw hope. A young girl from a nearby village had been quietly watching everything unfold. To help them get more wood, they picked up their axes and headed into the forest, gathering timber without complaint. That night, more and more villagers came to watch, but no one stepped in to help. Nobody believed they would ever make it across. Only the little girl cheered them on. By morning, the two explorers began building the bridge. They crafted the first section and used rope to anchor it to a large tree near the edge of the cliff. Bit by bit, they extended the bridge toward the center, aiming for a stone pillar in the middle of the canyon. After several days of hard work, they finally reached it. They tied a rope to the rocks, gave it a hard push, and the first bridge section was complete. The blonde-haired boy fired a flare into the sky to let the village know of their success. Perhaps moved by their determination, the villagers erupted in cheers. But just weeks later, strong winds began to blow in from the distance. The two explorers raised a tarp over the bridge, hoping it would help the structure survive the storm. The storm hit fast and hard. Following the village chief's orders, everyone rushed into the safe house, except for the little girl. She stood outside, eyes full of worry, watching the two figures in the distance. The fierce wind threatened to tear the bridge apart. The blonde-haired boy grabbed an axe and cut the ropes holding the tarp. In that instant, the entire wooden bridge soared into the air. Seeing this, the two explorers decided to use the wind to push forward. This would be their one shot at success. But just then, a bolt of lightning struck out of nowhere. The impact made the tree at the cliff's edge start to shake violently, and the supporting ropes began to lift off the ground. As the bridge began to collapse, the little girl ran to the tree, grabbed a rope, and pulled with all her might. But she was too small, too weak. Nothing changed. Just as she was about to be flung into the air, a sudden force pulled the tree back. The villagers had arrived. Working together, they stabilized the bridge again. The dark-haired boy leapt and made it safely to the other side. He turned back and reached for his friend, but just then, the bridge began to snap. The blonde-haired boy was trapped. Realizing his fate, he looked down at the abyss and back at the villagers. Then he untied the last rope and in his final moment fired one last flare into the sky and vanished into the canyon forever. Back in the village, everyone thought the mission had failed. But when they saw the flare explode like red fireworks in the sky, they all cheered. To them, it meant the two explorers had made it. They didn't know that the blonde-haired boy had used his final breath to send them a message of hope and gratitude. So if you were to ask me now, what's the meaning of life? I'd say it's the journey of growth and experience. When we face challenges with courage and optimism, when we truly cherish each moment and appreciate the beauty of life, that, right there, is the real meaning of being alive.